Hey, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Selena. I am beyond excited to share this room with you because I have been working in secret. Yes, this was a very well-kept secret that I've been keeping from you for quite some time, but I've been kind of dreaming on our guest room space, and when we first moved into our home, I just kind of randomly picked out colors that I thought were pretty, and I didn't get any paint samples. So you'll notice when I'm sharing stuff at home, I'm always stressing to you, just take your time and get at least three samples of different paints, and swatch them on your walls, because I just kind of breezed through it, like I said. And this room was very pink, but it wasn't the pink that I really wanted. It was kind of more of a little girl, bubblegum pink. I got one of my interior design magazines, and there's this really beautiful room that was all very muted and neutral. And I thought about my own space, and the rooms that I love to be in the most in our house are actually really calm, and there's only maybe 3 or 4 colors in the entire room. And I've always admired that style of decorating and kind of felt myself more drawn to it the older I've gotten, and I guess the more selective I've gotten to as I go out thrifting and stuff. So that's probably why you don't see me grabbing a whole bunch of things, because I like to kind of curate a well thought out room, I guess. So that's how this space came to be. What I realized in life is that I love pink. We all know I like my pink, but I always go really hard with pink. This room, I painted this pastel-y pink color. And then as time went on, I was it kind of feels like a little girl's room in here. And I want more of more elegant, I guess. So I stripped down the bed. We're going to be just shoving that in the middle of the room. I think it's partly on the rug, so I think I should be able to do that pretty easily. And some of you are probably thinking, oh my gosh, girl, you're going to do brown? What? See how pink it looks? And then if I move the camera up, now it looks all washed out. So I know it's going to be really hard for you to see the true coloring of the swatches that I did over there, but hopefully you'll get a good idea when I'm done. This did have all of my linens in it, and so I thought it might be a nice piece for the guest room in here. You just don't see this type of old burnishing type woodwork anymore. It's an old Art Nouveau piece. So I wanted to be able to save it and use it somewhere else in the house. That's my favorite thing to do, steal from other rooms. Oh my goodness, that pink color. It was really cute, but like I said, it was more of a little girl's type of pink. So I got my 3 swatches, and I don't know why I do this though. Every time I get paint swatches, I will get 3. And one of them will be incredibly dark. And I always tell myself when I'm in the paint store, I'm like, oh, you should try this, push yourself a little bit, because I do admire when people can paint a dark room and it can look beautiful. But I just don't feel like it suits me. And every time I've tried to do a darker room, I just really dislike it. So I always end up picking the lighter end of the spectrum. And this color in this room is really beautiful to me because it's more of a muted antique pink type of color. This is from Sherwin-Williams, and it's the color abalone shell. If you were to think of the inside of that beautiful mother of pearl abalone, and that, I don't know, just this beautiful pink that pops up on the inside of the shell. So I just thought this complemented really well with my other pieces. When I was thinking about decorating this room, this, like I said, is our guest room. So I never sleep in here, but I was thinking if I do have a guest, I want this to be somewhere really beautiful for them. And I was kind of channeling what would be a bed and breakfast room that I would totally want to book. So I was trying to recreate something that was in my dreams of a room I would definitely want to book online. And I feel anyone would just love to sleep and dream and read a magazine in this room. It's really peaceful and super dreamy. So I'm really excited about it. This bed is such a dream. I used to work at an antique mall, and the days that I would work in there, more often than not, people would come in and they would want to sell you something. And this woman came in and she said, I am downsizing and I have a garage full of stuff that I want to get rid of. And when you're an antique dealer and you hear someone come at you and say that, it's okay, I'm there. Just tell me when and where to go and I'm there. So my mom came with me and we popped into her wonderfully stuffed garage that was quite the treasure hunt. And I ended up getting this bed from her. I believe I paid around $300 for it. And over the years, a lot of my subscribers had told me like, you should paint that bed, you should chalk paint it. And like, this is one of those pieces that I will absolutely never paint. I believe that you shouldn't paint antiques, you know, as much as fun as it is to kind of like whip out your paintbrush on everything. If something's like a real antique or it's got some beautiful carving like this, I would kind of hold off on it, you know. And this is one of those pieces like I said, I'll just never touch with paint because this richness of the wood is really pretty. And I also feel like for me, since I like to decorate with lighter colors and I'll use lots of pastels and light walls, using like a darker color kind of throughout the room kind of helps ground a little bit, makes it feel a little bit more rich. I am not going to do all this work in this bedroom and not sleep in here. So last night I did sleep in here and enjoyed these beautiful sheets. These are from Brook Linen and they make beautiful, affordable, luxurious linen. I got the Luxe Core sheet set and it comes with a full sheet set, an extra set of pillowcases, and the duvet cover. You can mix and match all of the different colors, and I believe they have about 20 colors or so. And if you're an antique lover like I am, the beautiful toffee color is the perfect antique gold. And I will tell you, it's hard to find that antique gold. And this sheet set itself has a really beautiful kind of sateen finish to it, so it's really, really soft to the touch too. So the Luxe Core sheet set goes between $200 to $250 depending on what size bed you have, and similar luxurious kind of linen can go upwards all the way up to like $500. So when you put together like the whole bundle like that, it's a really, really good buy. And plus this week they're starting off their President's Day sale. So if you're interested in the bedding set that I have here, you can snag it on sale. So I just heard a fact that most people spend at least a third of their life sleeping. And I probably spend a little bit more than that because I think I'm like more of a 9 or 10 hour sleeper until be over here. Do you remember the massive painting? So whenever my mom goes to estate sales, we live a couple hours away, and she'll always send me like the link of this sale or some photos from the sale. And this giant rose picture painting was in the estate sale, and this woman had all these like Christmas things in front of it, and all I saw were these massive roses, and I was like, Mom, if that is a real painting, I want that, you know. And she got there and she's like, this thing is big, and I was like, ooh, you're speaking my language. Anything that is big and obnoxious, like I'm into it, you know. So she got this for only $20 for me. I found these little ormolu pieces that I'm going to put in the corners because the frame is just a little bit too like 70s for me with that kind of canvasy stuff on it, and it's like mounted, hard mounted on there, so I can't take it off and put it on to like an antique frame. But I thought that if I had like some little ormolu bits, it might antique it and make it a little bit more of my flavor. So I have a major project that I want to work on when I have some rainy days or like downtime, which never happens, but there is a beautiful statuesque giant naked lady lamp that I have over here, and I know you've seen her throughout the years, and she's screaming for like a fringy lampshade. And my mom and I back in the day, we actually used to sew these Victorian shades like I showed you earlier on with the fringe and stuff. They're beautiful, they're totally doable, but they take a long time to make, and they're definitely like a labor of love thing. And so I just decided that I want to make her a special shade. So let me know what kind of colors you think would be complementary, if you think I should do something a little bit different from the color palette, or if you think I should still stay more in the muted kind of soft pinks and golds. Let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, I was so excited to finally hang this giant sconce behind me. Years ago, my parents got me it's like a set of 3, and this is the granddaddy. It's like a whole sconce set that they got on Facebook Marketplace for me, and it's beautiful, like Italian tollware, gold Florentine loveliness. It's totally my style, and I'd never hung them up, and I had them in storage forever because I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna get rid of these. I'll never see them again. But it was kind of a shame just to keep them in storage for so long, and I had this blank space behind the bed, and it was really a wonderful spot to place this light because I don't really have any bedside lamps in here just yet, but I went to the hardware store and I was gonna wire it up and they were all out of the light kit. So I'm kind of waiting on that. And then I also, oh my gosh, I saw these beautiful light bulbs that are like a really soft rose, like opalescent pink chandelier bulb. Oh, okay. And I'm going to order those definitely because that'll look so pretty, because they'll look like real roses up there. Oh, I can't wait. So when those come in the mail, I'm going to share that with you too. But my mom and I have so much fun thrifting together, as you've seen in my videos lately. And if I tell my mom that I'm on a decorating type project and I'm looking for like a list of set items, my mom will find it for you. She is like a Facebook hound, okay? Once she discovered Facebook Marketplace, like this last year, she's on there every day, all throughout the day. Like she's always sending me cool stuff that she finds, like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And one of the neat things that she found is this chair over here, and she got it for only $20. Yes, $20. The upholstery is so pretty on it, and it has kind of that antique gold and like a darker, like rusty, I don't know what would you call that color? It's in between like rusty, coppery peach, I don't know. I just thought it was really beautiful and kind of added like a different neat pattern in the room. I don't normally gravitate towards a stripe, but I kind of find myself moving more in incorporating more like traditional pieces within my home. You know me, I always like initially want flowers on everything, but I think a stripe is a good grounding place, right? So the little table next to it I've had for years, and this was a very exciting Victorian find that I found at a garage sale for only $30. It's a really beautiful dark mahogany color, and it's got this carved rose at the center and then an all solid marble and beveled top. It's absolutely stunning. I can't believe I found it for only $30. And it's in excellent condition. The beautiful lamp on top of the table I got for, I don't know how I remember all these prices. How do I do this? I have so much stuff to keep track of over the years. So I got it for $17 at an auction, and I really loved the color palette of it. It has really pretty pastels and hand-painted botanicals. It almost has a French type look, and I'm really not sure how old it is. I'm guessing it might be like from the 1920s. And the lampshade on top was a really cool find. Well, I don't remember how much that one was though. I think it was like 15 at a garage sale, but it's all fringy Victorian. Oh, it's just delicious. And then when the light is turned on, the way it glows, this really warm kind of amber color at night is super dreamy. The beautiful Louis Icart above it is the Papillon series, and this is my favorite series in his collection, and Louis Icart is one of my very favorite Art Deco era artists, and I always get so many questions on this beautiful art piece. So this is a lithograph that I have. It's not an original, but the frame that it's in is also very, very cool, because the frame, if you remember back in The Wizard of Oz, when Ozma is walking through that, yes, it is The Wizard of Oz. Or is it Return to Oz? I always get them mixed up. But she's walking through like this hall of mirrors, and it's really dreamy with like crystal chandeliers and all these like dreamy mirrors just everywhere, right? So this frame was around one of the mirrors in the movie, and now it's in my house. Isn't that neat? So I'm gonna iron. Never hear me say that word very often. I got the whole room, I believe. I think it was $75 for all the curtains. For the whole room, and they're like a treatment. Oh, I'm so excited for these, a treatment. It's not just like a curtain, it's got swaggy things and pom-poms, and yeah. So it's so nice. The seller like packaged them like very, very, like she bubble wrapped and like put each individual curtain in this plastic to keep everything nice. So she said that she got these like from JCPenney years ago, and then she had a seamstress like add on these little tassels, which I thought were really pretty, but they're like this really beautiful antiqued gold coloring like that. So I have to see what I mean. Oh my gosh, I have so much ironing. So I'm gonna rock out to some music, I think, while I do this, but I just think it's so beautiful. It almost looks like the texture to it has like a raw silk type of look. They're really good quality. Like they're like very thick. I think it's like a 2-layer curtain. So and then they got like side things too. So these are gonna look really, really pretty. I'm really excited about my Thrifty find. Wow, okay, the curtains were an undertaking. I have to tell you, I think they took me about 2 hours to iron, and I am someone who avoids ironing at all costs. If I can throw it in the dryer, I will do it. But these had to be hand ironed. So they took me about 2 hours to iron, and then almost just as long to get them hung, because I had to do these like little curtain hook things, and you have to get them like spread out perfectly or else the curtain kind of flops around. So they did come together, but I have to tell you, after painting this room, it took me almost 2 days to paint, and then to like climb on the ladder, do all the curtains and stuff. I was tired. I forgot how much work this is. Yes, I know you remember the dingy, grungy chandelier that I had over the summertime. So the chandelier was a $50 Facebook Marketplace find, and when I saw the shape, I just thought it was really beautiful. It kind of reminds me of the French ones and that beautiful kind of dropped pear shape, but it was filthy when I got it. It had like sticky grease and maybe like nicotine on it. There was kind of like a yellowy, it was gross, and it took me hours to clean it outside because I used Windex and a little paper towel, and I was out there with the air compressor, just doing whatever I could to clean this thing. And you guys are amazing, by the way, in the comment section. And I don't know if you read comments on YouTube videos, but it's a great place to just kind of look at tips of what everyone else knows in this community. And everyone is giving me some really cool tips. I heard one woman put like a dollar store cotton glove on her hand, and that's how she would clean each of the crystals. I thought that was an amazing idea. And another awesome tip is to get unscented baby wipes, because they already have like the solution on them, and most of the time they're like a lint free, so it's not gonna stick to the crystals. So next time I have to clean anything super grungy, I'm gonna try those tips first. And if you have any chandeliers at home too, maybe give that a try and let me know how it goes. I get ready in this room because I have an antique vanity over here, and sometimes I'll even do my video editing because it's just a really pretty place to be. The desk that I do my makeup on is probably one of the very oldest pieces that I have in my home. I got it from Dale, my favorite auctioneer that's since retired, and he told me that it's probably from the late 1700s, and it's so beautiful. This is really the kind of furniture that I love, that it's like feminine and dainty, but there's elements of like Gothic elements in it, and there's also incredible amounts of detail. The inlay on this piece is just phenomenal. The front drawer looks like it's all like one piece with the desk, but it's actually the drawer that pulls out and where I store all of my makeup on it. And it's just amazing how the artisan, I want to say, it's not a craftsman, it was an artisan who made this piece, how he did the inlay on it and how it just matches up and conceals that front drawer. It's just really an amazing piece. And ormolu, ormolu, oh, that's gotta be one of my favorite words. It's funny, I'm looking over at my vanity right now, and the little French mirror that I have on top was a Mercari find, and the little contraption that I put my makeup brushes in was like a cruet set, so the oil and vinegar would be in there. And I didn't know that at the time when I got it at a garage sale. I was just like, oh wow, this would be awesome for my makeup brushes. So if you're out thrifting and you see one of these, a little multi-purpose hack for you. The other thing that I've repurposed, I guess, is this letter holder or napkin holder. It's an old brass one. It kind of has that Frenchy type look, although I think this one might be like a mid-century type piece, but that beautiful design fits really, really well to hold all of my makeup palettes, so I love doing that. All right, thank you so much for visiting today. I hope you enjoyed your stay in my guest room. This was really such a dream to put together, and I'm really excited that I finally got to share this space with you. It was a lot of work, but it was something that was really fun and kind of like therapeutic for me, because I took my time finding all of these pieces, and it's really become a super calming place. And I love just to kind of come in here and lay on the bed, and I pet Toby while he's taking his little nappy, but it's just somewhere that's like really, really tranquil for me to be, and just a nice quiet space. this room like really highlighted all of the things that I love about our home. We have a lot of beautiful natural light here in our home, and the dropped windows really highlight that. So it was exciting to find these beautiful curtains and just see everything come together. So anyhow, thank you so much for visiting. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.